Hey everyone, Mrs. Norris here. So today I'm going to walk you through the first lesson in our new module, Google Slides. We're going to be using Google Slides today to create a presentation about healthy eating habits using bulleted lists. We're going to name our file with our first and last name and then lesson 4.1. And let's take a look at our overview. So you've joined a health and fitness club at school. To promote healthy eating, you decide to create a presentation on the club's website. The presentation will offer health food options for breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner. And here we have a list of our new skills. We're going to create a new presentation, choose a theme, select text, format the text, add a new slide, horizontally align the text, insert an image, resize the image, crop an image, change the slide layout, create a bulleted list, change the line spacing, delete a text box. I'll tell you how to preview a presentation and exit a presentation, and then how to close a presentation. So we have slides that we're going to be copying that are down here. I don't suggest that you jump ahead and just start doing it because I'm going to show you things that you may need to know for the assessment. So if you just assume that you know everything we're going to cover and start working on the slides independently, you might miss something that you do need to know for the assessment. So please make sure that you stay with me. At the end, we're going to download our document as a PDF and upload that to Canvas. That's probably just for this time only, because in future assignments in this module, you'll be learning how to add transitions and animations, and I can't see those through a PDF, so I will be having you upload in a different format. So just be prepared for that. Okay. So before we get started, make sure that you have this tutorial open in one window and your My Slides folder open in another. And we're going to get started as soon as that's done. So go ahead and prepare yourself, prepare your screen, and we'll come back together and get started on this assignment. All right, so we're ready to move on. You're in your My Slides folder and you have this tutorial open in a second window so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and create a new Google slide. Okay, and I'm supposed to name this with my first and last name and lesson 4.1, so I'm going to do that. And then I can just press enter. So go ahead and do that for me, please. So now our themes have automatically shown up on the side. If yours doesn't do that, so if yours opens automatically to this main screen here, just go ahead and click on the theme button to change the theme. We're just going to use the very first one, Simple Light, for this first assignment. So it should already be chosen anyway, but just in case it's not, go ahead and click on Simple Light. And then we can close the theme box. Okay. So we've renamed our presentation, and then today while we're doing work, we're going to be selecting text. Remember, there are a couple of different ways to select text. You can click, right? You can also double click. We'll go through all of that later. Okay. But just remember that you have different ways of selecting text depending on what the situation is and which one will be easier for you. All right. So looking at our slides to copy, slide number 1 is Easy Eats for Teens. Okay. And then our subtitle is A Guide to Healthy Eating. Okay. So go ahead and type that for me now. So here's where we will select. So we're going to select the whole text, which you can do by clicking and dragging, or you can double click to select a word, triple click to select the whole line. And we're going to change our font. We are looking for a font called Cambria, which is right here. Okay, so we're changing it to Cambria. All right. So we're not doing anything else here. The subtitle box, we are also changing to Cambria. And we are also going to italicize it. Okay. So that is our title slide. The next thing that we want to do is we want to insert a new slide. So something that most of us have probably already done, we want a specific slide. It tells us it needs to be title and body. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the arrow, and I'm going to look for the one that says title and body. Okay. And then I'm going to type the title and body just as we see here. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this. You pause the tutorial as well and type it for yourself. All right, so hopefully all you've done is typed. You didn't go ahead and add the picture yet. You should have only typed the title and the paragraph that was underneath it. So we're going to select the entire paragraph. So either triple click or click and drag. And we are going to change the body text size to 28. So I'm going to, 28 isn't here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type the number 28. Okay. And then the next thing that I want to do is horizontally align the text. So again, my size is 28. I'm going to go to the, while it's still selected, I'm going to go to my alignment. Okay. And I want it to be center aligned. Okay. So it's horizontally centered aligned. And then I'm going to go to the end of the period and hit return. And now is when I want to add an image. So I'm going to go to insert, image. Okay. And I want to do search the web. Okay. So in my search box, I'm going to type in healthy food and then hit return. Okay, I have lots of choices here. Any one I pick will be a good choice. I'm going to go ahead and pick this one in the middle here. So I'm going to select it and hit insert. You do the same. Okay. Obviously, the image is way too big. So one thing that I really want you to take away from all of these slide activities that we're doing is I really want you to take away resizing from the corners. So don't resize from the top because it will flatten the picture. Don't resize from the sides because it will make the picture skinnier. What you want to do is resize from the corners because then it will resize it more equally. Okay, so it will be resized equally. All right. And then we want to reposition the picture so that it's in the middle. So I'm going to use my guides to show me where the middle is. So right there where that red vertical line is, that tells me that this picture is in the middle. So I can go ahead and undo my mouse. And now my picture is centered. So go ahead and select your picture, resize it from the corners, and center it into the middle of your slide. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do with this picture is we are going to learn how to crop it. So if I click on the picture so that there are 4 boxes inside, I have 2 ways of cropping. I can either use the cropping tool here. So if I click it, you now see the black boxes that are around the sides, the black lines. That tells me I can crop it. And I can crop from any angle because it's what part of the picture I no longer want to see. That's where I'm going to cut it off. Okay, so I can crop it from the bottom here if I'd like. Okay, and now only that piece will be shown. So go ahead and crop just a small portion of the image so that you can practice that skill. So again, you can either select the picture and then go to crop, or you can select the picture and then if you double click, the cropping will show up. So I'm just going to crop it from the sides here. And then when you're done, if you click anywhere in the white, it will go back to its flat image. Okay. So once you've cropped it, make sure you put it back in the center. So make sure that you follow for that red line. All right, so go ahead and crop and recenter your picture, and then we'll move on to the next section. Okay, so we're going to continue adding slides here, and I can see from my slides to copy page that my next one will be a title and 2 columns. So I'm going to go ahead and add, using the drop-down menu, a title and 2 columns. Okay. So I'm going to copy what I have here, not adding the picture yet, just copying the text. But what I do need to do is add a bulleted list. So if I click on the text box, I'm going to go to the bulleted list, which I can't see because my window is smaller. So if I click on the vertical or the horizontal ellipses, then my options will show up. So I'm just going to select a bulleted list. And now I'm going to type my stuff. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and type what's on slide number 3. You go ahead and do the same. We'll come back together and add the picture together. All right, so you should have your text copied from our slides to copy page. And now what we're going to do is change the line spacing. So I'm going to go ahead and select everything that's in my bulleted list. And I'm going to increase it by going to right here? No. Right here, where it says line spacing. And we're going to change it to 1.5. Okay. Now we do want to add a picture, but we don't want to have this text box here. If we keep the text box, then that will be there behind our picture, which we don't want it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it just once and then delete it. So again, just click on it once and then delete it. Okay, we're going to instead insert an image of blueberry muffins. So I'm going to go ahead and click insert image, search the web. You can choose any image of a blueberry muffin that you want. I'm going to choose this, looks most delicious, and then insert. Okay. And maybe I want to crop this one a little bit to get rid of some of this blank space. I can crop it from the sides. Nope, didn't want to do that. You see it moved it, which I didn't want to do, so I need to make sure I grab the black corners here. Okay, and then if I want to resize this portion, now that it's been cropped, I can do that, and then I want to vertically align it on my page. Okay, so go ahead and find your image of a blueberry muffin and insert that into your slide number 3, and then come back to this tutorial. Okay, so you are going to, in just a moment, continue working on slides 4, 5, and 6 on your own. But I do want to cover a couple of things before we move on. So if you need to preview this in any way, that's just presenting it to yourself. So you can go ahead and click the present button. When you're done presenting something, if you hit the escape key on your keyboard, it will close your presentation. It will exit the presentation and open it back into editing mode. So if at any point you want to present it to yourself to preview it, that would be a good idea. Okay, so again, you're going to do slides 4, 5, and 6 on your own, making sure that you're choosing pictures that are reflective of what was in your list. So this looks like it's a tuna salad sandwich. You could do salmon and broccoli. You can do apple and almond butter, or whatever pictures you want to choose. Just make sure they're reflective of what's in your list. When you are done, you are just going to download this as a PDF. So File, download PDF, and that's what you'll be submitting to Canvas. But this will be probably the only time that you submit it as a PDF. In the future, we're going to be learning a different way to submit work, since I do need to see if you, for example, added animations and things like that. So go ahead and continue working. Follow the directions that are on the slides to copy page, and then submit your work as a PDF when you're done.